I would ask that you also try and stick to the
I'm
project.
going to be incredibly concise. Thank you very much for the opportunity. However, very quickly as to the project itself, discussions with the freeholders and where the project came from. Mr. Chairman, you're correct. The college approached the county and the Union County School Authority for this project. There were discussions which led to a shared services agreement, which was adopted by all three boards according to that statutory process. We called for the development of the project. The college funded the initial $300,000 for architectural and other services in connection with this. That amount of money is to be reimbursed as part of this proposed financing to the college. The state of New Jersey has approved contribution towards this project, which of course is all before you in its application of Chapter 12 financing to pay half of the debt service, I think to the tune of $8.5 million. Debt service on the project will be coming from the state. As far as there being no public discussion about the project was reviewed by the Board of School Estimate, with representatives from the college and the freeholder board at a public hearing, which was duly noted and noticed and held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act as a matter of law, and which was attended by representatives of the college and the Improvement Authority, where the diagrams that you've seen today were discussed at length with the representatives on that board. Very briefly, with respect to the other projects that Mr. Berry mentioned to you, he fails to always note when he discusses this that all of those projects were reimbursed, the cost of those projects were reimbursed by the developers in question. And it's important to note that because the legal fees that he discussed by my firm, by the professionals involved, are all matters of public record. They are reviewed not only by the Union County Improvement Authority Board of Directors before they vote at each meeting, but we are very, very careful to review all of them before they're voted on at a public meeting by the authority. I think we've done everything right. I'm sorry that we have a difference of opinion as to the performance of one individual who has worked for 34 years in public service. She's leaving. The authority will be making changes as a matter of course as a result of that. We thank you for your consideration of this project. The need for this project to be approved and financed for the students at the Union County College. Thank you.
I don't want to belabor the point, I really don't, but just to clarify the record, there is county taxpayer money that does go towards some of these projects, and they're not all paid for by the developer. I believe the various county buildings are financed by the authority itself ultimately.
Just the projects he mentioned was my reference.
Okay.
The public buildings, well, of course, they're paid back by the public, and we think that those projects, including this one,
right,
which is being paid by state and county tax dollars, no question about it. And it's a necessary project that should be approved.
And there are guarantees from the county on projects like the Oakland project, correct? So if it were to not turn out well, there could be a commitment of county funds. So it's
On the college project?
no, on the Oak project.
That's why we came down to refinance at that time.
Right.
To alleviate the guarantee issue.
I'm not belaboring it, I just want to make the point that there is a county guarantee on it, so if the project were to turn south, taxpayers could be moved forward. Unlikely to move forward, but I think we've heard about enough on this project, and I want to clarify the board doesn't have the authority to deny this project. With respect to an authority's financing projects, the authorities are required to come to the board for a review and findings, but again, we don't have the ability to deny this project. The findings that I think we're prepared to make are that the project that was designed here, that the cost estimates that went with it are not unreasonable, and that we find positive findings with respect to that, and that the construction project itself is something that the county college has decided they needed, and that it's not unreasonable. However, we would not be finding positive findings with respect to the fees themselves that are paid to the authority in support of their staff and operations, only for the reasons that have already been discussed ad nauseum. And that's not to say in any respect that that this is a project that the bond market should be concerned about. It's one that is, I think, the financing for it is thoughtfully put together. The bondholders are not going to be at risk for this particular project, and it can go forward in the marketplace without concern of any impact to their bond rating, unless the financial advisor would indicate otherwise. But I think that's generally the findings that we would be having and recommending. And I would ask if somebody wants to make a motion about that.
Motion?
Second.
Take a roll call.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Long.
I'm just going to take a 2-minute break.
Now.
Pardon? You want to give this to me? What is